you couldn't possibly know what's going to happen, right? So the courage to lean into the unknown and to be scared and do it anyway is a really huge part of transitioning. And I think the second part of that for me was always going from music to television, and I had success in music, and the big thing is throw it away, like humble down and go back to beginner's mind. First time you're learning something new, be a child, asking all of the questions, and that child mind of starting something new versus, if I had been trying to carry my success as a rapper into television, that would have been really bad because very, very little rap information is necessary to be a TV star. So, the humbling of myself in those transition points was a really important part of being able to learn and grow and accept that I don't know and be okay that I don't know. And the worst thing you can do is pretend like you know when you don't know. It is much better to accept not knowing and lean into not knowing.
I love that. Round of applause, everyone. I love that answer because I think we're often told the opposite. I think a lot of people are like, fake it till you make it, pretend like you know what's going on. And that's refreshing advice to just say, hey, actually, if I take that ego with me, it's just going to block everything.
Absolutely. And I was willing to suffer whatever I had to suffer to win, is finding the deeper part of what was most important to my heart. And what I discovered is there's nothing above seeing something you've created, seeing something you've done help another person. When you see your gifts land, with others, a film like Pursuit of Happiness, there's nothing above when someone walks up to me on the street, thank you. When somebody walks up on the street and says, hey, I was really close to the end and I saw Pursuit of Happiness and it really helped me to keep going. So thank you for that. So the attention on how what you do serves others is a huge fuel, and for me, it's the only thing that keeps me going and pushing, is to be able to create things that touch the hearts and minds of people and provide some assistance in the difficulty of making sense out of this life.
That's beautiful. Round of applause, everyone. Yeah, go for it. Come on. Absolutely. It's so interesting, isn't it? Because you can become successful, but it doesn't mean you'll be fulfilled.
Yes, absolutely.
And that service element you're talking about is the difference between being successful and fulfilled, as opposed to being one or the other. How do entrepreneurs create that mindset? Because I feel like when you're starting out, it's natural to just be like, we just got to make it. Like, we just got to survive. We want to be number one. We want to do well. How do we balance, or how do you create a narrative internally that allows you to be successful but also be of service and recognize that they can go together, rather than think, oh, when I become successful, then I'll do that? Like, you chose movies early in your career that have continued to have that positive impact, Pursuit of Happiness being one of them, that gave people this aspiration and this energy and this inspiration. How do we do that when we're starting out, not just at the end?
It's really a difficult balance. I had someone ask me before about work-life balance. How do you have a work-life balance? And to me, work-life balance is impossible if you don't align your values, right? So a work-life balance is about not having one set of values at work. Kill or be killed. You smash the competition, you do all of that. And then when you come home and you're playing games with the family, you know, you're trying to smash your kids in the card game, you know, because it's like, you know, that mentality. So it's about having a set of values that move between both places. That for me, I learned that it has to be about people. If it's not about people, it's unsustainable, you know. And you know, I had that space for a while where I was pushing and jamming so hard that I lost my attention on the people that I was working with. I lost a little bit of my attention on the fact that, you know, people have families and people have lives and people have difficulties. And one of the major things is the realization that everybody's having a hard time, right? So, you know, take a moment and tune in to everybody around you, right? Now, somebody is going through a divorce. Somebody just lost a loved one. Somebody just got a diagnosis. Everybody around you, everybody in this room is going through something. And in building a business, we can't lose touch of the fact that life is hard for each of us, and the reason we're making the business has to be to make life better for all of us, right? It's always going to build and collapse and build and collapse, and it's just going to get bigger every time it collapses. What it demands is that you get comfortable with the death of the previous phase. Let it die. It's over, but you learn some new things. What feels like tragic loss, and to be able to stay calm and stay centered in the middle of that and trust yourself that you did it before and you'll do it again. My experience has been you don't succeed to the top, you fail to the top. You fail, boom, you get it, you know?